I, 22M, caught my girlfriend, 22F, texting her ex. Did I do the right thing by accepting her apology and believing her? I, 22M, have been with my girlfriend, 22F, whom I love very much, for almost a year now. Small Chekhov's gun. Sometime last year, I had asked her whether she's still in contact with her ex, to which she replied negatively. I also told her that I don't really want to hear about her past relationships. Fast forward to last week. Up until this point, I literally knew nothing about her ex besides the fact that they're in the same class at school and the fact that he was toxic, a conclusion I came to by myself by reading the room. We were sitting next to each other and I was on her phone's messaging app. I noticed a text that she had sent some guy back in January. I can't remember what exactly the text said, but I do remember it being a bit weird. So I clicked on the conversation. There were heart emojis and sweet texts such as, "You're so important to me." My heart sank, but I acted normal as I didn't want to jump the gun or anything. I waited until I was alone with her phone so I could find out what all that was about. A few hours pass, and I'm alone with her phone. I open the conversation and start scrolling. It's quite clear that the guy in question is her ex. The texts range from her ex telling her how important she is to him despite not being together anymore to her complimenting his physical tryta, albeit mildly. Also a bunch of texts where he's whining about his mental health. A couple more hours pass and I confront my girlfriend about it, as she can see that something is up. I tell her that I know she was sharing sweet texts with a guy called X during our relationship. She tells me it was her ex and that he's very toxic and she didn't want him to hate her/talk shit about her in school, so that's why she was so friendly. I asked her whether she told him that we're in a relationship. She said no. She figured he would be mad if she told him, so she didn't. She went to school with a bunch of hickeys one day, courtesy of me, and apparently the ex had noticed them, so it's not like it would have been a shock to him that she had a boyfriend. Okay, I'm quite shook at this point. I called her out on the fact that she had told me last year that she wasn't in contact with her ex anymore. I can't remember what exactly her reply was, but she told me that it was only a few texts here and there. I asked her if I can go through these texts thoroughly, which is fine with her. Turns out it was not just a few texts here and there. I found that they had had some long conversations between us being official and last January. Mostly him telling her how important she is to him, her telling him the same thing, and some other random stuff like school and mental health. What bothered me most was the heart emojis behind almost every single text and the fact that she complimented his hands, something that she finds attractive in me. She also told me I'm the first guy whose hands she's attracted to and that it's very new to her. She told me that she only sent those texts and emojis because the guy would otherwise guilt trip her and that she's a people pleaser and didn't want him to hate and spread rumors about her. In her defense, the texts made it seem like this was true. Like the guy questioning whenever there was a lack of emojis and my girlfriend telling him she hasn't texted him much because of school and stuff, despite having time for me. She even started conversations with him every now and then because apparently he would get mad if she didn't. She told me she didn't know what to do and asked her mom for advice, who told her to keep in touch with the ex but in a friendly manner. I asked her why she didn't tell me, to which she replied that I had told her that I don't want to hear about her ex. I feel like some common sense could have been applied there. Like, obviously she would get a pass at talking about her ex if, say, he had told her about his plans to rob me or whatever. I ended up believing her. We deleted all their conversations, sent the ex a text that my girlfriend and I are now in a relationship and my girlfriend will be cutting contact with him. The guy said it's all good and that they haven't texted in half a year, plus he has his own dating life going on. We then blocked his number, and that is that. She very much confessed that what she did to me was terrible and took full accountability. I told her I'm gonna need some time alone and was distant for a few days, but we are now back to normal. Very lovey-dovey as we've always been. I believe her end of the story and accepted her apology.